We're kicking off a brand new chapter of the podcast with a special 21-day series called From Purpose to Impact. I'm celebrating by giving back to listeners who are ready to take the next step. If you've been feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of how to move forward in your online business, I want to hear from you. Simply go to youronlinebusinessmentor.com and tell me what's been holding you back. Or ask a question you'd love for me to answer on the show, and you'll be entered in a special listener giveaway for access to programs designed to support you in your journey. I can't wait to help you get unstuck and moving forward. Welcome to day 14 of my 21-day series, From Purpose to Impact. Today, I want to talk about why cohort experiences are winning right now. Yesterday, we talked about why evergreen courses are struggling to win in 2026. Not because courses are dead, but because information is no longer scarce. AI can generate answers instantly and content is everywhere. So buyers are overwhelmed and information is no longer the value. So what is valuable? It's implementation, momentum, accountability, and transformation. And this is where cohort experiences shine. So what do I mean about a cohort experience versus an evergreen course? A cohort experience means that you go through your course content with a group of students at the same time. So there's a start date, an end date, and throughout that process, whether it's 4, 6, 8, or 12 weeks long, your students are experiencing the program with you and with others. So here's something interesting. I've actually been offering cohort-style courses since the very beginning of my business. I just didn't know that's what I was doing. If you listen to my earlier episodes in this series, I shared a story about my very first program, the Digital Clutter Cure. I did not build this course first. I sold it first. I launched it live and I delivered it week by week, coaching students in real time. Not because I had some grand strategy, but simply because I didn't want to spend months building something no one would buy. So I launched it as a live experience. And then I did it again and again and again. By launching the Digital Clutter Cure 6 times, I was able to generate over $200,000 in revenue from just that course in the first 2 years of my business. But here's what mattered more than the revenue. It built a foundation of loyal, committed students. Students who showed up live, who implemented what they were learning, and they experienced transformation. And for that reason, many of those same students have invested in multiple offers with me over the years, and many of them are in my Ignite membership today. The reason why is because they didn't just consume information. They experienced being guided. And that experience builds trust in a way that often static content cannot. That's the power of cohort energy. A cohort experience is not just a course with a start and an end date. It's a structured, guided journey where a group of people move together through shared milestones. When people move through a defined timeline together, they're no longer building or learning in isolation. And that progress they're making becomes contagious. Doing something together just feels different, and that momentum builds naturally. But cohorts also create a rhythm for you as their creator. The rhythm creates repeatable revenue, and repeatable revenue creates that stability we're all looking for. But let's talk a little bit more about the student side of things. Why do cohort experiences work better today? Because they reduce overwhelm. Instead of giving someone 12 modules and 47 lessons and saying, good luck, you say, this week, we're focusing here. Next week, we're building this. And by the end, you will have this result. That clarity increases the chance of them completing the course. But second, there is accountability. If I know there's a live session happening Thursday at 2 p.m., I show up. If I know others are working alongside me with the same goals in mind, I'm more likely to implement it myself. And if I know I can ask questions in real time, I feel safer making the decision to start. That structure changes my behavior. It's not just the information alone that creates my results. it's the implementation inside community. And third, there's an identity shift. When someone joins a cohort, they're not passively consuming. They're participating, right? They're stepping into this new identity that they're part of something bigger than themselves. Now, let's talk about you as the creator. In a cohort experience, you are not just a course creator. You are an experience leader and guide. And when you create this type of experience, instead of asking, what module or lesson should I record next? You ask yourself, what milestones must my students hit to experience transformation? Modules organize information, but milestones organize progress. And when you design around milestones, your messaging becomes clearer, your pricing becomes stronger, and testimonials become more powerful because people can easily say, I went from here to here. That is transformation. And here's what I've experienced by launching cohort style experiences. When you launch 2 to 4 of these structured cohorts per year, each launch builds on the last, improves your messaging, generates more testimonials, and each launch fuels the next one. Instead of random revenue spikes, you create revenue rhythm and stability. Instead of always chasing new ideas, you refine one powerful experience. By doing this, it built the foundation of my business. And it kept me from focusing on just uploading endless modules. Instead, I focused on leading people through change together. So if you've been struggling to sell an evergreen course, I want you to ask yourself, is my offer designed as a library or as a pathway or a roadmap? Because transformation comes from milestones, not modules. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how I design my cohort style offers intentionally, how long they should be, what to include, how to price them, and how to know if you're ready to create a cohort style experience of your own. But for today, I want you to think about this. What would change if you stopped thinking like a course creator and started thinking like an experienced leader and guide? Remember, clarity and impact come from action.